Hello friends, welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. Our focus is discuss about emerging technologies, digital transformation and Pharma 4. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss about AR and VR, that is augmented reality and virtual reality at the lab bench, and how it's going to contribute into the innovation in Pharma 4. Before starting this episode, I just wanted to give you a brief idea about what really we focus on. We focus on the concept of Center of Excellence Pharma 4. Dr. Jain Joshi, that's myself, has designed this concept considering the various emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, blockchain, chatbot, and how these technologies can help and contribute into solving the problems and challenges into pharmaceutical industry to achieve excellence and industry 4 like pharma 4 concepts. We have already discussed a lot of material onto our website, respa.com. We have also launched a course on Udemy platform, that is a smart manufacturing in pharma. We have a YouTube channel which was launched about 5 years back, has got about more than 380 videos, starting from business strategies, going up to the audits and validation. This podcast channel, today is 114th episode. I hope you already seen our earlier podcast. Do share your comment, share with your network, and subscribe the podcast also. We have also launched a book series on Amazon. The books are available on Kindle as well as in paperback, and there are 10 books are being published related to this particular topic. So let's start with the agenda. It's an introduction to AR and VR in Pharma 4, the various domains which are going to contribute it into pharma innovation, manufacturing and quality control, training and education, advanced molecular visualizations and research applications like R&D, collaborative research and the global scientific network which are going to contribute it, market dynamics and investments patterns, regional leadership and technology convergence, regulatory framework evolution and compliance innovation, technical infrastructure and implementation excellence, and future implications and the strategic transformations. Just to give you a brief introduction, revolution is there in transforming the pharma industry by adoption of AR and VR technologies, which are coming up as an emerging technologies, and these are the pillars about the migration from old analog systems to the digital systems, and this is where it can help in reimagining the drug discovery, research, manufacturing, and more important is a training part of it. So it is predicted that market growth projections are there, which is expected to grow from 5 billion to maybe around 56 billion by 2034. And this is what it is going to have a growth rate like almost 27%. So there are going to be huge opportunities, and convergence into this digital innovation and scientific excellence is going to be a objective what I want to discuss it out over here. These immersive technologies are becoming essential part of this entire infrastructure when we are moving from the old systems to the new system, and especially can really contribute more into pharma labs, actually, research and development activities. That's what is expected. So this is a revolutionary transformation, actually. We were earlier working on to analog-based systems, and now it is a digital systems. So AR and VR technologies are going to emerge as a key innovation. No? And these technologies are moving from science fictions to the reality. Now, earlier we were really looking at it as a fiction, but now with this digital adoption, it's going to be a reality of sharing the data, using the data, data-driven analysis, data-driven decision makings. All these are really going to work. And this is where the drug discovery, drug development, and research is going to get transformed. Manufacturing processes are becoming more and more efficient with technologies like digital twins, IoTs, and all that. And this is where AR and VR also can contribute it in developing better communications and all. And this is where the training is going to play a very important role because our earlier skills who were working onto the shop floor are now have to look at it and adopt to the new technologies. And this is where AR and VR, augmented reality and virtual realities are going to contribute it. So as I mentioned earlier, this market projections are quite high actually. It's going to be from 5 billion to 56 billion. And this is where the impact is more onto the pharmaceutical laboratories. That's what really I want to discuss it out over here. And convergence of digital innovation and scientific excellence is really going to work together. And emerging technologies are becoming essential into the infrastructure, which really we are looking at it. When we are looking at it, various emerging technologies, the infrastructure, that's a communication of AR and VR of realities are going to play a very important role, mainly into research and development and all. Image scientists are using now virtual reality. This is virtual realities are enhancing the learning experience. As you know, when we are discussing about R&D and all, every day we are learning. We are looking at it, some experiments, we are looking at it, that its results and all that. And the virtual results are going to get shared with the teams, either locally or globally. And this is what is it's going to be the main application about the lab conditions, which are to be discussed. And scientists are really going to look at it, those data, and this hands-on practices can help in without taking much of a risk of the experiments and all that. But you are getting better prepared for the real-time scenarios which you can really visualize it and all that sort of thing. And as we know, the drug development is always a challenge because it takes a lot of time and efforts and finally the cost actually. So AR and VR are really going to transform this pharmaceutical drug development. This can enable the visualization, manipulations, and understanding the molecular structure at atomic levels and all that sort of thing. So traditional approaches were more than 2D computer screens, which were struggling to convey the complex spectacle relationship. Now, this is where AR and VR are really going to contribute it into the drug targets and their binding onto hard and visual things and all that. Actually. AR and VR are really going to play a role of collaborative potential, actually, uh, because this is what is so more important in the drug development, which is going to take place. And this is now can be collaboration can be at a global level to the scientific cooperations and all. So scientists can share the detailed molecular visualizations in a real-time basis, and that can really help if in some other location some other scientists are working onto the similar projects, similar challenges and all that. This real-time collaboration will help. It may be may have a collaborative efforts which can help in manipulating the same molecular structures simultaneously. So physical locations will have no longer a barrier and all that sort of a thing. So this is where the distributed research team can collaborate effectively. And earlier, this was not really a possibilities of AR, VR, data sharing, communications, and all. So, like what I discussed about the R&D, drug development, there are also benefits, contributions are going to come into the manufacturing and quality controls also. Manufacturing and quality control also, there is a digital information from the physical processes, no? Either at a manufacturing, whether you are making a tablet, capsules or anything like that. And this needs to get integrated with your quality and plant efficiencies and regulatory compliances and all. All this can also work together and all. So AR guided manufacturing processes can really work it out. And this is also a projector that the present ROI, what really you are expecting, can really go to the 8 times also. So you can really reduce those any errors which are really taking place at manufacturing level, at a production levels and all that sort of a thing. And your manufacturing processes will be more precise onto process parameters and uh, times and all those areas get monitored very critically. And the skills which are really working at a manufacturing level will have a better understanding about the processes needs to be monitored. So the benefits will be there mainly by visual instructions available to the shop floor teams and all that sort of a thing. Real-time guidance is available so that they are aware about what are the actions or activities to be done. And that leads to enhancing the efficiency and accuracy and all. So this is about manufacturing, but at the same time, we have to also look at it and consider about predictive maintenance and quality assurance. So uh, for the predictive maintenance also, there's some instructions available of taking a necessary corrective actions which are to be taken if the process parameters are going out of the controls or something like that. Similarly, as far as the quality controls are there, those records of the process parameters and all those are also to be monitored and those also to be stored into the regulatory documentation, could be batch manufacturing records or something. So AR and VR training also helps a lot into the manufacturing teams and personnel and all. Now, how AI-guided manufacturing processes can help is also want to elaborate something more. Is that now we are really looking about the intelligent use of digital technologies and into productions environments where we want to integrate and optimize the quality, plant efficiency, and regulatory compliances document. So these three things earlier were working in an isolation. Now this since the data is captured and is shared with all three entities, it becomes an integrated approach, and that really helps in optimizing the all parameters and all that sort of a thing. This is where it really helps and gives you a better ROI about what really you invest into the technology, into the training, into shifting from old legacy systems to the new systems and all. And this reduces the production error. And as you know, the production errors, especially into pharma industry, is a costly thing and all that sort of a thing. So system can really give you an indication or any possible disruption which is really likely to happen and all, and that really helps to lead to the improvements and all. So critical information about either about equipments or the production lines is really taken into consideration, and that helps in reducing the minimizing the human errors and eliminates any confusion of the required actions to be taken up and on. So AR into manufacturing really helps in a visual instruction, which can really gives you a clear, detailed visual guidelines, to the operating teams and all that sort of a thing. And that helps in efficiency improvement. And this streamlines the manufacturing processes, which leads to improvements into the productivity and reduces the downtime. This real-time guidance is very essential, especially into the manufacturing, because everybody may not have the same skills which are really required to take a correct actions into this. So that improves the decision making and problem solving. So accurate improvements are going to lead to minimum deviations into process parameters, production quantities, and ensure the quality data. Predictive maintenance, as I mentioned earlier, is plays a very important role because your equipment conditions are really going to help into the uh, product quality. So this really helps prevents the costly production disruptions or something like that, and enhances the productivity maintenance and quality assurance. So your product quality improves it, your output quantities is being maintained and all that sort of a thing without any disruption. That is, even stoppages and all that will lose the productions and all. Now, smart glasses, which probably you must have seen into various advertisements, are really going to help in the AR capabilities, which the a person at a manufacturing level can really get those details. So, visualizing those equipment status and maintenance schedules and can really help in diagnostic information about the machines and the quality parameters. And this continuous remote guidance will help in improving the uh, product quality and product quantity actually. This minimizes the thing. So this is a big advantage which AR can contribute in. Now VR can help about the training to those manufacturing personnel. This is the risk-free training onto the environments actually. And this is allows operators to practice more complex procedures without any risk. Because when you are working at a manufacturing level, any actions, if you take it, should not really create any problems, should be really safe operations and all. So the challenges of any contamination or anything or any wastage onto the expensive materials, all those challenges are there. These are all taken into consideration by providing the virtual reality training to those manufacturing personnel at the shop floor. And this leads to improving the GMP, that's good manufacturing practices, compliances, and significant improvements are reported by companies like Boringel and other things also. And reduction in the sterile production errors is also helped and all that. This accelerated training is helps in a consistent performance, that is at manufacturing execution systems and all. And this speeds up the training of the new people who are working onto the shop floor or manufacturing systems and all. So consistent performance gives you good results at a. Now, as we always discuss of this, our entire uh, this Center of Excellence Pharma 4 concept is basically to make people aware about the training and education, which is going to be the essential thing. Because technologies may have a capabilities, your operations may have a different challenges and all that sort of a thing. But if you get a good training on adoptions of these technologies, you will be able to achieve the best results at a shop floor level or operation levels and all that sort of thing. This will lead to good digital supply chain management and will lead to the patient centricity, patient satisfaction. So, training and education is going to be the very key area. And AR and VR are really going to contribute a lot in this particular training and education thing. So, high adoption rates about AR and VR technologies will lead to critical training applications and all that sort of a thing, which will give the improvements into procedural accuracies about the uh, production operations, quality operations, manufacturing operations, and all. And this will not only give you the training, but it will also reduce the time and cost at the training level also. And this will also discuss about principles on which this has been thought about it and all that sort of thing. And even the multilingual training solutions can be also designed, developed to a specific country, specific operations and all also. So emerging learning excellence can be achieved by adoption of AR and VR. That's what is the thing which I wanted to emphasize into this particular episodes and all. So you can have a more practice onto the complex procedures very safely. You can also have uh, handle this more of a hazardous materials or the challenges of manufacturing operations and all without any risk and all. And this is more important when you're working on to sterile techniques and all, which are very cost effectively managed with this type of a training. So I want to emphasize onto the contribution of AR VR training, how it can really help in achieving. Now, multilingual training solutions are also available. It all depends upon the various countries, various geographic locations and all, where everybody at a manufacturing level may or may not be familiar with English or something like that. So local languages are also possible. So efficient training to the global workforce is available, which is also is an objective which can really help in training onto the safety factors as well as the quality procedures and all this kind of thing. Now, virtual reality training is going to be very useful not only to the scientists but also to the team which is really working onto the laboratories and all that sort of a thing. So starting from laboratory setting, experiments designing molecules to be worked with them and then leading to the expected results or maybe designing about the new experiments. So all this is really going to help and contribute to the VR training and all. So shared virtual laboratories are also visualized. No, earlier it was not really possible. Now virtual laboratories you can create it and you can have a remote collaborations at different locations and all. So all these various scientists working from their location can work together respective of the location because no they are sharing all those data or parameters or the experiments details and all that sort of a thing. And this will really support the multiple researchers which who are working on to specific molecular structures or something like that parameter. So interdisciplinary experiments, like it may be about the chemistry, biology, computational science, or pharmacology, all of them can work together by adoption of this virtual reality thing and all that sort of a thing. And you can build up a global research teams actually. So I'm just sharing these thoughts onto the concept levels and all how it can really work or how it can really benefit to use those virtual laboratories and all those sort of a thing. Now, when I'm discussing about it, I want to go to one more step further. Is basically a patient education also, which is also a very important thing because when you're developing a particular clinical trials or something and want to do some experiments and you want to capture that patient's real-time data, so patients are also going to be a part of the entire this digital systems when we are looking at it from the pharma industry point of view. So you can also have a virtually based informed consents, where you are collecting the data. As I mentioned, the variables are also designed into the systems and all. This can also capture the patient parameters and all those sort of a thing. And then that goes into your knowledge system. And this also basically helps you to take corrective decisions or something. So what we discuss about the digital transformations is the data-driven decision making is going to be a part of it, and a real-time data can really contribute it for the better and accurate decisions in a short time and all that sort of a thing. So this really helps in the patient comprehension also when we are really looking at it, integrating into the complete systems and all. Now even the 3D visualizations are possible into the various medical procedures and treatments and all that other thing. So if you really look at it, AR and VR across the complete pharma value chain, there are many such applications starting from R&D, quality, manufacturing to the patients are really going to contribute. So looking at so many possible opportunities and what should be the investment pattern? So as we discussed earlier, that investment are really growing up and all that, which is really capturing the investors' mindsets and all. Also the pharma companies and all. So this is a growth driven by the advancements into the healthcare, information systems, artificial intelligence, and 5G technology. These are all going to work together. When I mention about the AR and VR, they are basically based on to these infrastructures and all those other things. So various emerging technologies are really going to get adopted into this entire pharma operations and all. And this is where a strong opportunity for the venture capital and the corporate support is really going to work together and all this. So investment patterns, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a big thing, and a lot of pharmaceutical companies are now investing into this AR and VR. So as far as your land is concerned, you must also really start exploring this opportunity. And as on today, large pharma companies are adopting it, but I'm quite sure mid-sized companies and then small companies will also start focusing and adopting all these particular technologies and all this. And this is also going to really be a very helpful from the regulatory point of view. So now FDA leadership is also going to contribute it, and they are also now supporting the AR and VR adoption into pharma application. So comprehensive digital health guidance and pilot programs have already started it actually. So digital health innovation action plans are also been designed and developed it. And this really maintains the safety and efficacy at the plant level, which is going to be a big contribution from the pharma industry's point of view. And integration with the quality management system plays because presently today, maintaining all those regulatory requirement documentation as far as the quality management is concerned takes a lot of time, and then there is a possibility of taking many uh, hours for the shop floor level persons, and all this can really work from traditional systems to most cost effective and improve the audit readiness and so on. So this is again going to help and contribute it in a good manufacturing practices and all. Now, international regulatory convergence is also happening it at so since these are not for one particular plant or one particular location, but needs to get extended to across the globe, across your all manufacturing locations and all. And this is now basically getting accepted by European Union medicines agencies also, as well as the various drug manufacturing requirements from the various countries and all also. And standardizing is also happening. It's standardizing various solutions which can really meet those multiple regulatory requirements are also getting developed it, and how this can have an integration with GMP guidelines and all also happening. So this also helps the skills which are working at manufacturing levels to get a better idea about the operation part of it. So accordingly, the technical infrastructures are also getting developed because this requires hardware, software, and all also. Plus, the courses designed to standardize onto this area. So, hardware and software developments are also taking place. Detailed records as far as the employee performance also can be maintained. This can also have a integration with the learning management systems which are already into market or are getting developed. We have also developed various learning management systems onto at smart manufacturing in pharma onto Udemy platform also. So as we grow, we are also planning to have an integration with AR and VR solutions onto this particular learning management platforms also. So smart software development platforms are also taking place. As I mentioned about our Udemy platform, where we have 20 different modules which have been developed from adoption of the various technologies and to the manufacturing segments or to the manufacturing execution systems and all that sort of thing. So comprehensive solutions as far as the industry specific requirements based on to your specific requirement. Even though we are discussing about the pharma, even in pharma also depending upon the products which you manufacture, the target which you are focusing it now things. Also, you have to do that specialized training courses. So specific training courses solutions are also getting designed, developed, and all the things based on to the employee performances. If it is old plan, if it is a new plan, if it's a more collaborative, something like that. So this may require some different types of integrations or something into the learning management system. So the software can also really help you in working onto this particular area. And advanced visualizations things are available because onto uh, uh, this technology side, wearables and all many more things are really coming up and all that sort of thing. So this can really contribute a lot and all. So what are going to be the future implications and how we should really plan it out the strategic transformation, which is really have to be thought about it. So next is we are going to have a lot of integration from AR, VR along with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then the feedback and all that sort of a thing. So this is going to be a continuous process, as I discussed earlier about digital twins also, which can also help and contribute it in a virtual representations about the processes which are going to be adopted at a manufacturing level. So digital twin can also guide to the shop floor or a manufacturing level or how those processes are to be managed and all that sort of thing. So this requires a thought process about the strategic implementations, about the organizational excellence, operational excellence, and all. So AR, VR have to really get an integrated approach, and this requires a investment thought process also. And this will lead to the internal expertise building up and all that sort of a thing, and will lead to achieve the excellence and all. So I just mentioned on the last slide, AI and machine learning integration is also very important. So AI-powered molecular visualizations can also target to a specific drug target into the drug development and all. So this structural modifications can also going to contribute it to, So AR and VR, you can really make use of that particular data to your feedback systems, and then that can lead to integration with, as I mentioned, into the digital twins or something. So we have to really start thinking about the integration part of what is capabilities and all this sort of thing. And this is where you should have a strategic plan for the phase one, phase two, phase three, like that. Now, how you will go on working onto different uh, user conditions, requirements, or something like that, and then go on investing into scale up all those applications to the entire integrated solutions and all that sort of. Now, this is where you can also combine the internal and external expertise also. Like since we discussed about various technologies, various challenges, and all that sort of thing. Finding the expert into all things is going to be a big challenge because it's the entire industry, entire technologies are evolving it and all that sort of a thing. This is where we always suggest that you should have a internal and external expertise working together and all also, and that can lead to strategic value creation and all this. So that leads to the operational efficiencies and all that. So there is an importance of finally leading to the patient centricity. So your business model should be really patient centric and all that sort of thing. So finally, just coming to a conclusion about this topic discussion is that you should have a molecular visualizations which can really focus on to the complex operations into the system. You should also take into consideration the intelligent manufacturing, what really we are planning into adoptions of this particular technologies and all also. And that will help in improving the precisions and efficiencies into the entire production processes and all. So comprehensive training platforms can be developed, and this finally should lead to the patient engagement, patient centricity, patient safety, patient satisfactions, and all that sort of thing. Because that's target every pharma company is having it and all that sort of. So with this, I think I gave you a brief idea about AR, VR and its use cases, its possible operation, where it can going to contribute to it, how the benefits can come, how we should really plan it out, the strategy, the investments and everything, And this is going to be a long-term thing. So all companies should really think and plan it out accordingly. So more discussions are also there onto our various other platforms. Do look at them also. Share your thought processes, share your comment, share with your network also. Thank you. Bye.